Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Ah.
Oh! How many hit points did he take? How many?
Mr. Sanchez took approximately 80 million hit points.
How many years has he been in a coma?
Approximately 6 years.
Help me! My God! It's a miracle! He woke up! Why is he awake?
So happy. When you did have TBI, how old were you, and was it minor or major?
Of course. Great question you're asking here. It was a minor concussion, but it hurt really bad.
How did this concussion affect your day-to-day life, Mr. Happy?
Fantastic questions you're asking here. We're really hitting the mark. It affected my daily life as I was constantly, whoa, dizzy all of the time, and it really hurt.
Mr. Sanchez, what did you do? Did you get enough sleep, enough nutrients? And did you get enough sleep and nutrients?
Whoa! Abso-friggin-lutely, let's get it.
Special thanks to you, Mr. Sanchez.
Fist
High
bump.
five. Sir Sanchez, could you be so kind to give a conclusion of what happened and how it affected you?
Please, call me happy. In conclusion, concussions are very bad, as it can cause the brain inside your cranium to bounce around and damage it a lot. Millions of kids every single year are getting hurt and even dying from concussions. So, you should wear a helmet in protection. Thanks for tuning into today's video. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to become part of the post notification gang. That's all for today. Hey, bye.
What is TBI, traumatic brain injury? Traumatic brain injury is when a sudden force or object hits your head and you get a concussion. You damage the tissue or the nerves in your brain. It is one of the more common injuries to the body that can cause disabilities. TBI, traumatic brain injury, is the term that is used to explain many kinds of brain injuries, not just hitting your head on the corner of a table. It can vary from falling down the stairs and getting a concussion to somebody shooting you in the head. Different types of TBI. There are a few different ways that you can suffer TBI, such as playing tackle football and getting tackled to hitting your head on a hammer. There are two main ways that TBI can occur. Piercing brain injury. The second type of brain injury is piercing brain injury. This happens when an object pierces through the skull or cracks the skull. If you were to crack your skull, you would most likely go unconscious, and without being treated quickly, you can potentially die. One way you can get a piercing brain injury is by a bullet hitting your skull and cracking it, or hitting your head on cement with a blacktop and cracking your head open. Closed brain injury. Closed brain injury is when the skull or brain suffers an injury that does not break through the skull or crack it in any way. This can also be caused by the person with the skull. For example, head banging. This rapid motion causes the brain to flop and hit the side of the skull. If the neck or brain moves 45 degrees to one side, that can cause mild injuries to the brain. What is diffuse axonal injury? Diffuse axonal injury is when the nerves and long connecting nerve fibers begin to tear, or just straight up tear. This is when the brain is injured and shifts or rotates inside the skull. This horrible TBI usually causes you to go into a coma and damages other parts of your brain in traumatic ways. This kind of TBI can be caused by a car crash. The Brain Injury Association of America states, a die is caused by shaking or strong rotation of the head by physical forces, such as with a car crash. Injury occurs because the unmoving brain lags behind the movement of the skull, causing nerve structures to tear. The tearing of the nerve tissue disrupts the brain's regular communication and chemical processes.
The effects of traumatic brain injury TBI, some being only temporary and some being completely life-changing. There are lots of different damages that can happen. Some are rarer than others but not impossible. Some of the minor effects can include a change in sleep patterns, lightheadedness, bad taste in the mouth, blurred vision or tired eyes, confusion, ringing in the ears, headache, fatigue or lethargy, trouble with memory, concentration, attention or thinking, behavioral or mood changes, dizziness, and a brief loss of consciousness in some cases. However, many people with mild TBI remain conscious after the injury. Some of the more major or minor effects can change your life forever. Even the most minor can change how you think for a while. Effects of moderate and severe TBI can include larger than normal pupils, dark center in one or both eyes. This is called dilation of the pupil, weakness or numbness in the arms and legs, slurred speech, convulsions or seizures, increased confusion, restlessness or agitation, loss of coordination, a headache that gets worse or does not go away, not being able to wake up from sleep, repeated vomiting or nausea.